Hello, everyone. I'm going ahead and going live a little earlier to be sure to get this out there. Child abuse awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Child abuse is physical. It is different ways. Um, Child sexual, child exploitation, neglect, abandonment, personal stories with one caring community. Please like, subscribe, and share. We need to be a voice for the children. Matthew 18, verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. And Matthew 18, verse 10 says, Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones. For I say unto you, that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. Even in Colossians 3:21, fathers, do not embitter your children, for they will become discouraged. I see a little bit where I need to fix that while I'm right here. Go ahead and do that. Thinking about it. And I'll save it. So it's a lot better now. It had 21 put there twice, so now it's a lot better. The Copyright Act disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank everyone for coming. As I asked, please like, subscribe, and share. There was a lady who commented on one of my posts recently. She had thanked me for getting the stories out. And that one story I wasn't going to get out. And this is not me gloating. I just want y'all to understand what's going on here. Because with this other lady's story, she had told me in the comments, thank you for getting my story out. I feel so alone. And I happen to see that you told a story. Thank you for doing this. And she was speaking on how the babysitter of her child never did call her to check on the kid. And I guess what I'll try to do right quick is go to the story or we go on to the story we're going to talk about today. And so I'll find it right quick. So I'll be able to show you exactly where I'm coming from, okay? So I'm looking it up right now. And I got it paused. Alright, so I will go ahead and show the screen where you can see where I'm talking about. And remember to please keep her in your thoughts and your prayers because she feels like she's going it alone. Please keep the word out and please help this mother get the support that she needs. This is Kenya Caldwell, age 29, Nashville, Tennessee, daycare provider, arrested after toddler was beaten and bloodied. Mother had left a comment in here in which since then it's been deleted. Um, but she thanked for getting the story out there. She said that the little one of her little boys still had pencil lead in his back. So that was horrible, right? So the one we're working on now is about Ashley Marie Johnson, North Dakota, arrested because she abandoned her 4-year-old on the side of the road. So I have three different stories on here, three different websites where her story's at. Most of the same type of information, but some of it's a little bit more information into it than what's at one. So I am going ahead and I will share these three different ones. You may say, you done said this at the other, but what we're doing is getting the information out. Good to see you again, Jackie. Thank you for coming. Important. Appreciate it. So this mother, here she is right here. Ashley Marie Johnson. That's where she's in the Bottineau County Sheriff's Office. She told her child, stay in the grass away from cars. Mom allegedly abandoned her 4-year-old wearing spotted cow onesie on one side of the interstate and kept the other child in the car. A 37-year-old mother in North Dakota arrested this week for allegedly abandoning one of her two children on the side of an interstate. Not just a regular road, but an interstate. Leaving the 4-year-old girl alone with nothing but the spotted cow onesie pajamas she was wearing. See where they made a little bit of grammatical error there, where there they said it's a girl, but they put she. I mean, they put he right there. Ashley Marie Johnson was taken into custody on Tuesday and charged with one felony count of abandonment of a child, one felony count of neglect of a child, and one misdemeanor count of reckless endangerment in connection with the incident, authorities confirmed to Law and Crime. That kid could have easily been struck by a car, could have easily been picked up by a tractor. You know, the tractors are out there and rampant. The investigation into Johnson began when a concerned citizen at 3:30 p.m. on Tuesday, October the 3rd, called the Wash County Police Department and reported they had spotted a very young child wearing a spotted black and white onesie pajamas walking along the side of Interstate 29 near the 63rd Street overpass, according to a report from Fargo, North Dakota, AM radio station WD. I know, right? Isn't it horrible? The mom doing that to the child? The caller reportedly told the emergency dispatcher that when they asked the child what they were doing all alone on the side of the interstate, the little girl responded by saying that her mother had dropped her off. She dropped her off. Making matters even worse, the child told the person who stopped to help her that when her mother dropped her off, there was another young child in the car, but said that her mother told only her to get out of the vehicle. Exactly. What on earth was a mother thinking to leave a child at the side of an interstate road? That means she didn't care anything about the safety of this child. This is in Fargo, North Dakota. NBC affiliate KBLY reported. Deputies with the Walsh County Police Sheriff's Office and troopers from the North Dakota Highway Patrol responded to the scene where they tried speaking with the child about what happened. Unfortunately, because the victim was only 4 years old, she was reportedly not able to provide enough information for authorities to glean any specific details about her parents' identities. Yeah, the child looked at it as she dropped it off, but her mother told her to get out of the car, but she told her to stay on the grass. At least she told her to stay on the grass and don't get run over, but still, it's horrible. According to KBLY, about an hour after authorities picked up the 4-year-old girl, one of Johnson's relatives called the Grafton Police Department and said that Johnson had messed up when she left her child on the side of the interstate. The girl was reportedly left alone for 45 minutes. She did more than mess up. The caller further told police that earlier in the day, Johnson had been told that she and her two children could no longer remain at the house where they were staying, per the report. Johnson then took the children and left, only to return several hours later, unaccompanied. Unaccompanied by only, just one of the children were there. Okay, that kid's gonna have abandonment issues because it's more than once she's been abandoned. This ain't the first time. There's gonna be other times that the mother abandoned her. There's gotta be. You know what I'm saying? Police were then able to locate Johnson. Court documents state that in a subsequent interview with investigator, Johnson allegedly admitted that she knowingly left her 4-year-old daughter alone on the side of the interstate because she wanted to make sure that her other child was safe. Wanted to make sure her other child was safe, so she dropped her off the interstate because she wanted to make sure her other child was safe. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. She knowingly did it. Yes, it does. And I still have problems because of that today, even though I'm an adult, even though I was abandoned in grocery stores and stuff like that as a young kid. When I go to the store with somebody and I cannot find them, literally I panic. If I can't find them in the store, and then I'll go outside to see if the cart is still there, and then I sigh of relief when I find out that they're still there. But it still has lasting effects on me. Yeah, we'll find out in a few minutes. Police were able to locate Johnson. Court documents state, that she had said that. And it said Johnson reportedly noted that before abandoning the little girl, she told her to stay in the grass away from cars. Johnson on Thursday appeared before Wash County District Court Judge Barbara Whelan and was ordered to undergo a psychological evaluation and risk assessment due to her recent behavior, per W. Day. The court also ordered Johnson to seek counseling for addiction. See right there, addiction. So yes, you are right. Was the mother on drugs? Evidently someone says counseling for addiction. Good spot. Right on there, Jackie. You were right about that. See? I wasn't abandoned, but I was left to bring up myself and my son on devices. Oh, on your own devices? Oh, I'm so sorry. How old were you then? Johnson is currently being held in Bottineau County Jail as she awaits a bond hearing. And here's the second sites, because like I said, in each one it's got a little bit more information that might not be in the other, but you might still hear some of the same information. This was in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Woman ordered to undergo psychological evaluation, risk assessment after leaving child along Interstate 29. She's about 5'4", I guess, right around a 37-year-old. Oh, ages 7 to 16. Wow, that had to be rough on you too. Bless your heart. Glad you survived it. A 37-year-old Grand Forks woman appeared in Wash County District Court in Grafton Thursday for a bond hearing. That was October the 5th. 37-year-old Ashley Marie Johnson is accused of leaving her young child on the interstate on Tuesday. She faces two Class C felonies: abandonment of a child and neglect of a child, and a Class A misdemeanor of reckless endangerment. Wash County authorities received a call from a concerned citizen regarding a very young child in a black and white spotted cow, one piece, on the side of Interstate 29 near the 63rd Street overpass. The child said that her mother dropped her off. When deputies from Walsh County and the troopers for North Dakota Highway Patrol arrived on the scene, they attempted to speak with the child. However, the child was approximately 4 years old and could not give any specific information about the parents. Oh, yeah, it's kind of hard. It's really hard being raised with a narcissist. God, you survived it. Strong, Jackie. In Walsh County District Court on Thursday, Judge Barbara Whelan ordered Johnson to undergo a psychological evaluation and risk assessment, citing behavior the woman had exhibited recently. She was also ordered to see an addiction counselor. Bond was not set at the hearing. Johnson remains incarcerated in the Bottineau County Jail. If convicted, Johnson faces a maximum of 5 years in prison. Maximum? I hope that she never will be able to have her child back again. And this one is when mother accused of abandoning her 4-year-old girl on the side of the interstate. Like I said, there's a little bit more to the story, and that's why I'm doing this story as well from their link. The child said there was another child in the car, but she was the only child told to get out. A woman was arrested after she allegedly abandoned her 4-year-old child on the side of Interstate 29. Ashley Marie Johnson of Grand Forks has been charged with abandonment of a child neglect of a child, and reckless endangerment. According to court documents, police were called just before 3:30 p.m. Tuesday for a report of a very young child in their pajamas on the side of Interstate 29 near the 63rd Street overpass. You can imagine how many look how many people passed her and did nothing. For it to take 30 minutes for somebody to stop? Why did it take 30 dang minutes for somebody to stop? Why didn't it? Everybody just was just passing that child. Didn't call authorities or nothing. Interstate's a busy traveled road. Wow. According to police, about an hour later, a relative of Johnson's called police said that Johnson had messed up and left her child on the side of the interstate. I would say she did more than messed up, don't you? Caller said that Johnson left earlier that day after being told they couldn't stay at the house and returned hours later with only one child. I'm glad she didn't kill the child. We can thank God for that, right? According to police, during an interview with Johnson, she admitted she wanted to keep the child safe and told the girl to stay in the grass away from cars. She wanted to keep her safe? Well, I think you could probably pretty much say you could keep her safe by maybe taking her to a hospital, maybe to another relative, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who would have been glad to have her. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand people sometimes when they just walk on by. Exactly. They were driving down the interstate and did not even stop, did not even call police or nothing. That's why we're speaking out against this, because look, this happened, and look how many people went by and did nothing. The Northeast Human Service Zone took custody of the young child, and the relative confirmed they will be taking care of the other child. According to documents, Johnson was previously investigated for leaving the girl at home alone. See? According to documents, she was previously investigated on for leaving the girl at home alone while dropping others off at school. Wow. So there's other kids besides the two that she had with her, evidently, while dropping others off at school. So they already knew of a problem, and I guess, I wonder how long ago that investigation was going. Crazy. Very crazy. Yeah. Look at that. Man, she was being investigated. Don't you think even if she would have went ahead and took the kid to CPS, you know what I'm saying? That would have been a lot better option than what she did, even to an emergency room, anything, because she really endangered the child's welfare because a tractor could have easily picked her up. She wanted to keep her safe by saying walk on the grass. Excuse me? Keep her safe from being run over by a car, but maybe it's okay if somebody picks you up, right? But once you run over, it'd be okay for a tractor or sex offender to pick you up, huh? Do what? Or a child murderer, you know? There's a lot of child murderers out there too. This poor child. It makes me wonder when the last time she got fed. Did she just get up out of bed and not too long after getting up out of bed, because she still had a onesie on? She didn't have her any regular clothes on. She just had a onesie on. That's PJs. She was made to walk down the interstate in her pajamas. Exactly. It just taken a second for a child to get snatched. Then everybody would have said, "Well, what happened to your child?" And she would have said, "Well, I guess somebody, snatched her, killed her." Like, what happened? What'd you do with her? Had it not been for this relative calling her, catching her saying, um, tell the police. I'm glad that person said. But why does a parent try to make it look like it's nothing? Oh, she accidentally, like she didn't mean to. She made a mistake. She shouldn't drop the kid off. She made a mistake. Excuse me? She knew exactly what she was doing when she did it. Jeez, Otherwise, why didn't the mother just go back and get her? Why did she leave her in the first place? I wonder if she gave the kid a certain location where, well, hoping that the kid would get to. No telling, you know what I'm saying? This poor child might even had to go to the bathroom. This poor child might have been hungry, thirsty, anything. But this kid had nothing but the clothes she was wearing. He didn't have a cup to drink out of or anything. And you know how kids, thirsty and hungry. What was the weather like when she was dropped off? Was it starting to rain any? Was it sunny? What was the weather like? A lot of questions like this that's going through my head. Like, excuse me. Exactly. And she's already been investigated prior. So she knew what the heck she was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that they got it to where she's never going to have access to any of the kids ever again. Because then the system's going to really fail her bad. What about who were the kids that she dropped off at school if they were not her kids? Who were the other kids that she dropped off prior when she was being investigated when she left the child home alone previously? So when she took the other kids to school and stuff like that, she must have took the baby with her and still left the that one by herself. Did she hate her kid that much, that one child? A lot of questions be asked here, man. Why was all these other adults going by? Why didn't they stop and try to help? Why? You could at least call the police and do like that lady did. Wait till the police arrive. Exactly. Whose kids were the other kids that she was taking to school? They might not have been hers, might have been a friend's kids, but she still left her child home alone, and she was a toddler, left her home alone. Horrendous, devastating. Somebody that sorry excuse for a human being that should not have ever been able to have any children whatsoever. She gave that child no regard for her own welfare. Oh, but I try to keep her safe by telling her to walk on the grass. Oh, that should give you a pat on the back, for saying that. But what about the other safety means, right? You know what I mean? What about the other safety? You could have had a kidnapper, a child rapist. There could have been a snake in the grass. You know what I'm saying? There could have been snakes in the grass. It could have been this. There could have been other animals that would have bit her. Rats. Anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything could have happened to that child. Rain, storms. anything. She was not sheltered from the weather. Total and utmost. She needs to be taken somewhere out in the desert and made to walk and at her own vices. You know what I'm saying? Well, they know that there ain't going to be a lot of cars going by and see how she likes it. Because that child was without anybody giving her food or water, without a bathroom around for safety. My mom dropped me off. Poor child. Poor kid. Well, thanks for coming, and I just want to get this. Yeah, I hope they are safe now. What whoever these kids are. But remember, they had told her that these two kids cannot stay where she was staying. And then they just came back with one kid. Like, where's the other kid? What'd you do with them? I think so too. And not be even given her pocketbook where she could end up, or a cell phone either. You know what I'm saying? And they'll say, "Oh, that's too inhumane." Well, what you did to your kid was too inhumane. This child needs an adult to take care of them. You don't leave them on their own vices walking down the interstate. Just walk along the grass and you'll be safe. Excuse me? Wow. I hope you get the word about this, Jackie, and I appreciate you so much. I've been getting weak a lot lately, but I'm trying to be okay. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for being here, and I really appreciate you. I say God bless.